Hey guys, it's Luke here, your digital concierge at Gramophone. Today I'm joined by two very special guests. These are the Sonus Faber Electa Amator III. And if that's not the most beautiful name for a speaker you've ever heard, I don't know what is. And it sure fits because they're also some of the most beautiful speakers you ever saw and will hear. Sonus Faber themselves describes the Electa Amator III as a legacy refined. It's been a 30-year journey of refining this speaker and everything it stands for. And even in Sonus Faber, with their commitment to their superior hand craftsmanship, use of natural materials, and trying to achieve an instrument-like music reproduction, and now we are passing by the latest milestone in that long journey, and that is the Electa Amator III. There's a lot to unwrap here, and I'm excited to do every bit of it alongside you guys, because these are truly something else. So as Sonus Faber has gone on a journey to bring us this speaker, let us now go on a journey together to discover it for ourselves. But before we depart, make sure you guys subscribe to the Gramophone channel and click the bell notification icon hiding down there so that you don't miss out on anything, because we've got many great product highlights on the way and many more wonderful stories to tell. First and foremost, as you can see, this is a two-way bookshelf speaker consisting of a mid-bass and a tweeter. We'll start at the top and talk about that tweeter. This is a 1-inch silk dome tweeter, but it's not just any silk dome. This is the damped apex dome tweeter. By making a just brief moment of contact with the tip of the tweeter using a little piece of polypropylene expertly mounted on the end of this gorgeous polished brass screw, you can push a silk dome tweeter to its limits while pulling out any of those breakup frequencies that you don't want to hear. The one disadvantage of silk is that it kind of runs out of steam frequency-wise before most other material types do. But it just sounds so smooth and sweet. So Sonus Faber tackled this by using this dampener on the apex of the dome, damped apex dome, to be able to run that tweeter harder and remove those parasitic breakup frequencies. And I can tell you guys in my experience that the Sonus Faber silk dome is the most expressive, athletic, and detailed silk dome I have heard to date. Moving on to the bottom, you'll see the 6.5-inch mid-bass. This does double duty as both your bass driver and the primary outputter of your mid-range, being that this is a two-way speaker. And some may look at that as a disadvantage. I say no. Two-way has a very particular charm to it, and that charm is maximized through the rest of the speaker's design, which I'll get more into. But this 6.5-inch mid-woofer is made out of their famous cellulose pulp material, and being wood pulp, based in what many instruments are they themselves constructed out of, creates a very natural, almost instrumental sound. The first thing that came to mind when I experienced the Electas, these just don't sound like a great hi-fi speaker. Rather, there's more. They feel as if they sound like the instrument. And I think that's about the highest praise I can offer right there. The wood pulp mid-bass utterly flatters and romances the human voice, and especially instruments consisting of wood. Acoustic guitar on these will make you melt into your chair and enjoy every second of it. These have an 88 decibel sensitivity and they run at a 4 ohm impedance, so make sure you have an amplifier that's up to the task. Finally guys, these are a rear ported speaker with the port being right behind the tweeter and that tweeter being capped off on the back by a solid wood enclosure, keeping everything very tight and controlled. And these have excellent low end performance for a bookshelf. We're talking a frequency range of 40 Hz to 35 kilohertz. And for those of you who are wondering, the crossover from the midwoofer to the tweeter is 2500. And I find that to be a pretty good crossover point. The tweeter plays relatively lower, and the woofer actually somewhat higher, at least compared to a three-way design. And you actually do get a very good integration of both the tweeter and the woofer in this speaker. Some of the best that I've heard in recent memory. And that's one of the things I most appreciate about it. Letting the individual parts, as beautiful and as wonderful as they are, just disappear, and that illusion of the instrument itself taking hold. Alright guys, very quick note about compatibility. The Electa Amator III is a passive speaker, It features binding posts in the rear, very elegant brass binding posts, by the way, in typical Sonus Faber fashion, and we would have it no other way. These are a 4-post, so you can use this with bi-wire cable, you can use this with a full range single wire cable using the included bridges, which are actually very, very good. But either way, it's just going to wire up to an amp, either via banana plug based cable, spades, bare wire, whatever. Keep in mind, 88 decibel sensitivity, 4 ohms. Make sure your amp is good for it. Really, the best that I can tell you is that these are made of solid walnut all throughout. This is a hardwood speaker. Can you believe it? They actually exist. That by far was the point that blew my mind the most and also just made me fall so far in love with them. While it's true that MDF construction can be better for certain elements of speaker making, they nailed it with the hardwood selection here, and it works, and it just does something different. It is that secret sauce, in my personal opinion, that allows this speaker to come off as the instrument rather than something reproducing it. And that is because many instruments themselves are made, at least in high amounts, of hardwood. And look how the walnut just flows and curves, how they perfectly picked out and book matched everything. And as you get into the bottom, what do we have here? A real marble base that the speaker is built up from, like a foundation for a home of something solid and gorgeous, with this great gold trim going around the edges, even to the back of the speaker with the leather wrapped back to the leather wrapped face. Does it get any better? And then from the marble base extending down through the matching Carrera stand into the foot, which is again a slab of pure marble accented with gold feet. Can you put a more beautiful piece of audio furniture in your home that delights your eye as it does your ear? Because I don't think so. This is about as good as it gets for me. And this whole series of speaker has always been near the top of my list for so many more reasons than just the sound. Wow, the sound is still among the finest of bookshelves I've ever heard, if not presently my favorite. For $8,500, the Sonus Faber Electa Amator III is among the finest bookshelf speakers in the world, both in their audio presentation and their visual aesthetic. Few things ever in this hobby come together to create a synesthesia like these do. The blending of senses, visually, audibly, and even in tactility. The very quality of their construction is immediately detected by your fingertips even. Now they are $8,500, but keep in mind the matching Carrera stands, that will be a flat $10,000. And if these are going on anything but literally a shelf, use the proper stands. These Carreras, they are solid and they are beautiful. If you guys want to take home one of the finest pieces of audio furniture that I have ever encountered, please stop by or give us a call at one of our showrooms in the Timonium, Columbia, or Gaithersburg Gramophone locations. And of course, while you're out, please visit our Kitchen Design Center in Hunt Valley if you want to be further mesmerized by visual beauty. We're very honored to be able to carry a brand like Sonus Faber, and especially their grander products like this one. And we'd love to be able to personally demo them for you. You'll also find us on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Howls, and Twitter. The links will be down below. If you need help coming up with project ideas, if you need to schedule a service request, or you'd like to speak to one of our hi-fi home theater and interior design experts, get inspired at Gramophone.com and ask at Gramophone.com. If you have any questions for me about anything that's been covered here on the channel and you want to know a little bit more. This one was a fun one. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please give me a thumbs up and like this video if you did. Drop a comment down below, tell me what you're thinking, and subscribe to the Gramophone channel for all of your audio and home theater needs. Let me know if you've ever owned Sonus Faber or if you are planning to do so. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love doing products like these for you. They're so much fun to talk about, and I really appreciate you being here for it. Be seeing you.